mates aboard the good ship Literacy. Now this morning we're going to find out what happened to Snap on his journey to find a mate. And this episode be called Dangerous Heights. You see what Snap ran into on his travels across the mountains? Yes. Let's see what happened on Dangerous Heights. The early morning sun pried Snap from sleep. He stretched his legs and yawned and trotted to the remnants of the fallen deer. After satisfying his hunger, he drank water from a pocket honed in a large rock and galloped west over the bare ground of the mountain ridge. Creeks and rivers were refreshing and necessary, but Snap preferred to travel the crests of buttes, standing on the edge of a bluff with unobstructed view in all directions made him feel almost like an alpha. And I will be when I find a mate, he thought, prancing like a thoroughbred Appaloosa he had seen dancing in the meadows of Salmon River in Idaho. Then, almost unknowingly, he found himself carefully inching his way along the jagged ledge etched into the southern face of the mountain. On his right were the granite walls reached into the sky above him, and on his left below were tons of loose rock. One slip and he would tumble hundreds of feet down the treacherous surface. He wished he had chosen a different route, but never having traveled this way before, he didn't know. The trampled tufts of grass and well-placed rocks were evidence that other animals also used the ledge to negotiate the dangerous terrain. He heard a click. He looked toward the sound, not knowing what to expect. There, above him, was a mountain goat. It had sharp horns, no doubt to use as weapon when need be. It appeared to Snap that the goat was in a precarious position also. One of his hind hoofs was gripping the buried rock, and the other stretched toward a narrow indentation in the stone wall. The skilled mountain climber was attempting to move from one dangerous situation to another. Ordinarily, Snap had no reason to fear a goat. He had seen mountain goats in Idaho. His pack had brought down more than one. On flat ground, goats are no match for wolves. But in the mountain, Goat wasn't afraid of Snap either. In his element, on the Rocky Mountainside, no predator could touch the skilled mountain climber like himself. In the lowlands, bobcats, lions, coyotes, and bears prey on mountain goats, but not in the alpine. But he had never seen an animal like this one. That is, the goat had not seen an animal like Snap, and he didn't know what to think. Are you a coyote, a big one? The goat asked, lifting himself on the ridge above Snap. Well, I guess not, he said, looking down. They have narrow faces. Oh, yours is broad, strong. I'm not a coyote, the Snap answered, a bit uneasy. He knew that it wouldn't take much for the goat to catch him with a horn and send him hurtling to his death on the rocks below. If the goat made that choice, Snap would defend himself as best he could and take the goat with him if it came to a fight. He waited for the goat to respond. After a few moments, it appeared that he and the goat were at an impasse. I'm a wolf, Snap said, breaking the silence. I came from the mountains east of here. 7 devils, huh? The goat said, lifting his massive head and gazing at the mountain peak to the east. Snow this time of the year means they're high. That's good for goats. Bears, and they can't get us. But I've never been there, to the 7 devils. Why? Snap asked, taking a careful step along the ridge toward the large boulder clinging to the cliff's south face. Don't know, the goat answered. We've been here in the Wallalas, that's all I know. We've always been here. Gets easier the other side of the mountain, the goat said, moving above and out of sight. Oh, how do you think Snap's going to get out of this precarious situation? Well, we'll find out another day. Stay tuned. In the meantime, you can get another book and start another story, or you can read more about Snap.